Hello and welcome to another episode of Friday Night Kitchen. I hope you enjoyed your chicken and tarragon pie last week. Thank you for all your lovely comments on Twitter. This week we're making a ham and leek pasta bake. As we all know, cooking is about bringing people together, so this week I've recruited my housemate Will to give me a hand.
Hiya.
So the ingredients you're going to need this week are a 500 gram bag of pasta, 50 grams of butter, 200 grams of small mushrooms, some leeks, 500 grams of plain flour, 500 millilitres of milk, 140 grams of ham and 140 grams of cheddar cheese. As ever, we got all our ingredients from local supermarkets for under £10. And you should also preheat your oven to about 200 degrees. So the first thing we need to do is to cook our pasta. One way to save time is to pre-boil your water in a kettle before putting it into the pan. Once the kettle's boiled, pour the hot water into the pan and you need to add your pasta. The recipe calls for 500 grams, so we can use roughly half of our kilo bag. Now your pasta is boiling away nicely, we need to chop up our veg. Remember, you can use any vegetable you happen to have in your cupboard. Although the recipe calls for mushrooms and leeks, you can use anything you like, although leeks are very versatile.
Whilst Tom's cutting those mushrooms, I'm going to have a look at the pasta, see how it's doing. And it looks done, so I'm going to drain it now.
So while Will's draining the pasta, I'm going to put the veg on to fry. We're going to heat up a bit of butter and then fry the veg off nicely until it's ready to go in the bake. The mushrooms are nearly done, so we're going to pour our pasta into an oven-proof dish and then we'll add the mushrooms in on top.
So while Tom's doing that, I'm just going to re-butter this pan and then whack in the leeks.
Remember, although the recipe calls for leeks and mushrooms, you can use whatever happens to be in your cupboard. Pasta bakes are very versatile. The leeks are now almost ready, so we're going to add them to our pasta dish and then make our sauce. Firstly, we need to melt some butter in a pan. We've weighed out 50 grams of flour and are now going to add it to the pan with some milk to create the basis of our sauce. Now the sauce is starting to thicken, we're ready to add our cheese.
So whilst Tom is stirring that nice cheese sauce, I'm going to cut the ham. Now we've cut up our ham, we're going to add it to the cheese sauce just for a minute or two to make it nice and warm.
Now our sauce is nice and thick, we're going to pour it over the pasta, trying to get every inch of it covered. Look at that creamy goodness. And now we're ready to put it in the oven. The bake has been in the oven for about 10 minutes now, and now it's ready to come out. Now to add the finishing touch, we're going to sprinkle it with some delicious cheese. Bear in mind, you don't just have to use cheddar, you can use whatever cheese you happen to have. Cheese is very versatile. Having added the cheese, it now needs to go back in the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes. Having been in the oven for another 15 minutes, the bake is now ready to come out again.
Almost dropped it there.
This pasta bake should serve around 6 people. Let's cut into it and see what it tastes like.
Oh yeah. Very proud of that.
I am. Let's dig in and try our cheesy leek and ham pasta bake.
That's delicious.
Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make a cheesy ham and leek pasta bake. Join us again soon for more cooking extravaganzas on Friday Night Kitchen.